Hello dear students, in this video I will explain for you the dot product. Let us say that we have two vectors, vector u and vector v. We will use the vector notation, brackets of this type, and inside the brackets I will be representing or putting the components of the vector u1, u2, where u1 is the x component of vector u and u2 is the y component of vector u. So if you want to understand what does this mean, we have a vector u. Let us say it's this vector. Then the x part or the x component is called u1 and it is the first term inside the bracket, and the y component or the vertical part of the vector is called u2 and it is the second term in the bracket. The same goes for vector v. The x component is v1, the y component is v2. So this is the x component of vector v and this is the y component of vector v. Now, if we are interested in the magnitude of the vector, of u, then you should be applying the Pythagorean theorem to both components, because u1 and u2 are the x and the y component, so they make 90 degrees. So u1 squared plus u2 squared. Again, this will give us the magnitude of vector u. And if you are interested in the magnitude of vector v, similarly you will be applying the Pythagorean theorem, v1 squared plus v2 squared, and then take the square root. Now, the definition of the dot product is as follows. U dot v equals u1 v1, so we are multiplying the x components together, then add to this u2 times v2. You will get a number, a scalar number. So sometimes in other books they call the dot product the scalar product or the scalar multiplication, because the result of it is just a scalar value, not another vector. The result of a dot product is just a number. Another way of defining the dot product involves the angle, because these two vectors might be making any angle in the coordinate plane. This might be u and v, or for example, if we are interested in a and b, this will be the angle. So there is another definition of the dot product which involves the angle between the two vectors. It's the absolute value of u, or the magnitude of u, multiplied by the magnitude of v, multiplied by cosine theta. So if you are interested in theta, you can arrange the equation. Cosine theta, divide both sides by the magnitudes. So u dot v divided by absolute value of u, absolute value of v. These are the rules, and as we usually do, examples will make it clear. So let us take example 1. Find a dot b, where a is equal to -1 and 3, and b is equal to 2 and -4. So I want a dot b, and I am given the two vectors. I'll be applying the rule -1 multiplied by 2, the x's together. I will multiply the x components, and then plus 3 times -4. This will give me -14. As we discussed, -14. For sure, the names you can name here the vectors u and v, no problem. You can select any names. And as we discussed, that the result will be just a number or a scalar quantity with no direction. Now, another example. This is the same example we discussed in a class. Also, this one, example 1, it's the same that we discussed in a class. If you want to fix your notes, u is equal to 4 and 3, and v is equal to 3 and 5. And I want you to find the angle between them. find the angle between them. Okay, so to find the angle, I want to use formula number 2. I want to apply u dot v equals absolute value of u multiplied by absolute value of v cosine theta. So I need to apply or to find u dot v first, and then the magnitude of u, and then the magnitude of v. Cosine theta, let me arrange it. U dot v divided by u, magnitude of u, magnitude of v. Now, for the dot product, you will multiply 4 times 3, the x parts, and then you will be adding to it 3 times 5. Then you will do, from the magnitude of u, radical 4 squared plus 3 squared multiplied by radical 3 squared plus 5 squared. So I am applying the Pythagorean theorem to find the magnitude of u and then to find the magnitude of v. I kept it on one step. And I find the value. Or you can simplify it and do it in steps. Keeping it all on the calculator, you will get 27 divided by, let me say, around 29.2. So theta will be cosine inverse 27 divided by 29.2, and you will get 22.4 degrees. If you want to find theta, you need to take shift cosine inverse. Now, if you got a slightly different answer because of rounding or because that you kept everything on the calculator, you did not work in steps, then also it's correct, it's fine, it will not make any difference. I hope now the dot product is clear. Please make sure you have these notes, and we will continue inshallah next time.